Did you know that the average age a person first sees porn is just 11 years old? And by the time they hit 18, most have already seen thousands of explicit images online. Sounds shocking, right? But here's the real question. What is porn really doing to our brains, our relationships, and why is it so hard to stop watching it? In this video, we're diving deep into the truth about porn, what it is, how it affects us, and the science behind why it can feel so addictive. Trust me, you'll want to stick around for this one. Alright, let's start with the basics. Pornography, or porn, is any content that shows sexual acts with the intention of arousing the viewer. It can be videos, images, stories, or even audio. And let's be honest, it's been around for centuries. Back in the day, if you wanted to watch porn, you'd have to go to a store, buy a magazine, or a VHS tape. Now, it's just a click away. Free, unlimited, available 24/7. And because of that, more people than ever are consuming it on a regular basis. But just because it's easy to access doesn't mean it's harmless. Let's get into the science. When you watch porn, your brain releases a chemical called dopamine. Think of dopamine as your brain's feel-good hormone. It gives you a rush, makes you feel pleasure, and makes you want more. Now here's the thing. Our brains love dopamine. It's the same chemical that gets released when you eat your favorite food, win a game, or even fall in love. But with porn, there's a catch. Because porn is so easily accessible and constantly stimulating, your brain starts to crave more and more. It's like a never-ending loop. You watch, you get a dopamine hit, and then you want to watch again to get that same feeling. Over time, this can lead to something called porn-induced dopamine desensitization. Basically, your brain gets used to it and you need more extreme content to get the same pleasure. Now, some people argue that porn isn't addictive, but let's take a look at what the science says. Studies have shown that frequent porn consumption can rewire the brain. In fact, the brain scans of people who consume a lot of porn look similar to the brain scans of people with drug addictions. Think about that for a second. The same pathways in the brain that light up when someone is addicted to drugs also light up when someone watches porn regularly. That's wild, right? Pause for effect. And just like with any addiction, the more you consume, the more you need to feel satisfied. What starts as harmless curiosity can quickly spiral into compulsive behavior. Now you might be wondering, how do I know if I'm watching too much porn? Here are a few red flags to watch out for. 1. You feel guilty or ashamed after watching it. 2. You find yourself watching more extreme content over time. 3. It's affecting your relationships or your ability to enjoy real intimacy. And 4. You've tried to stop, but you can't. If any of these sound familiar, it might be time to rethink your habits. Let's talk about the impact on relationships, because this is a big one. Porn creates unrealistic expectations about sex, bodies, and intimacy. The people you see in these videos, they're actors. It's staged, edited. What you're watching isn't real life, but over time, your brain starts to believe it is. This can lead to something called porn-induced erectile dysfunction in men and lowered sexual satisfaction in women. Basically, the more porn someone watches, the harder it can be to enjoy real-life intimacy. Why? Because your brain has been conditioned to expect something completely different. Serious tone. And this doesn't just affect sex, it can affect trust, communication, and emotional connection in a relationship. Let's hit you with some quick facts. The porn industry makes over $100 billion a year. 90% of porn shows violence or aggression towards women. And here's a shocking one. Nearly 30% of internet traffic is porn-related. That means while you're watching this video, millions of people around the world are watching porn, right now.
You might be thinking, if I know porn is harmful, why is it so hard to quit? The answer lies in your brain. Remember that dopamine we talked about? It creates a habit loop, and breaking that loop can be tough, but it's not impossible. The first step is awareness, understanding what porn is doing to you. The next step, taking action. Here are a few tips if you're thinking about cutting back or quitting porn. First, be honest with yourself. Acknowledge that it might be a problem. Next, find healthier habits. Replace porn with something else you enjoy, like exercise, reading, or spending time with friends. Also, limit your screen time. The less time you spend online, the less likely you are to fall into the trap. And finally, seek support. There are online communities like NoFap where people are working together to quit porn. Remember, it's not about being perfect, it's about progress. Porn is one of those topics that no one really talks about, but everyone's curious about. The truth is, it's not just about whether porn is good or bad, it's about how it impacts your brain, your relationships, and your life. If this video gave you something to think about, drop a comment below. And if you're on your own journey to reduce or quit porn, know that you're not alone. There's a whole community out there that has your back. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss more videos like this. Stay curious, stay informed, and take care of your mind. Until next time. By the way, if this video resonated with you, why not share it with someone who might need to hear it too? You never know who's struggling in silence. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.